Bitcoin saw yesterday a small correction, but we are already bouncing back to the upside. And regardless, there are some warning signs still in the chart that we have to talk about because it might be not over just yet. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. Let's go. Thank you so much for tuning in here on this Friday, guys. We jumped directly in the charts because my battery is again running low here on the laptop. So the DXY chart is still going down here. Overall, nothing has here majorly changed. So we are still here in the downtrend. As long as we are keeping going down here, we should see continuation by next week here into lower levels, especially with the jobs report coming out here in a couple of hours. I think 1 hour or 1.5 hours left until then. Yesterday, jobless claims came out. They were higher than expected, which gave relief to the markets. Usually when jobless claims are higher, so that means more people are unemployed. That means that inflation is slowing down and that we have a stable economy. Of course, not like 90% of the people are unemployed, but a small number is absolutely fine. So that's why Bitcoin started rallying yesterday and then afterwards went to the downside. You can attribute that to Elon Musk and Trump having the fallout. You can attribute this here hitting a resistance. You pick one. Pick one. There are multiple. There are technically multiple reasons why we went down. So one of the reasons here on the daily chart, as I just mentioned, could have been that we hit here the downward sloping trend line of the following wedge pattern, but today we pumped straight back to the upside, back into it. Here again on the indicators, nothing really changed besides the fact that we have now a buy signal. We close today's candle as it is. On the stochastic RSI got a nice pinch to the upside, and the MACD is still losing momentum on the sell side. So I expect by Sunday, Monday to get here at least an early sign of a buy signal also on the MACD. Worst by next week, Wednesday. Now, when we go into the 1 hourly chart, so here you can actually see the crazy V shape that we have formed here from yesterday night over today, with that drop here going all the way down to $100,390 approximately. Now we are trading over $3,000 above that level again. We got rejected here multiple times from the resistance of $107,200. I told you guys many times, this is the first point that we need to get over, and if we don't manage to do that, then usually we get a rejection and go into a lower level of support. And I also called here $102,600 at the level of support. We went a little bit lower than that. Now we are above that level again, and then we get the next attempt to break this to the upside. So here are some problems currently on the Bitcoin chart. I show you the first one. Maybe you can spot this already. So here on the 4 hourly chart now, we have an inverse, a head and shoulders pattern. So we have here technically a head and shoulders pattern with the neckline being here. It doesn't matter that this is a little bit distorted, but overall you get the picture that this is here an head and shoulders pattern. So if we treat this as a head and shoulders pattern, then the technical target of this head and shoulders pattern will be something that nobody of us wants to see. That would be here a downwards move to $93,400, but only if we lose again the neckline. So depending how you draw the head and shoulders pattern, either the neckline is where we're currently trading at, and that's why we are struggling to break back above that, or it is at the horizontal level of $102,600. So I would call that here right now something like a buffer zone. Let's make this white. So, and as soon as we are losing this zone, I reckon we go at least to like $98,000 to the downside if that is happening. So we are not there yet. We are pumping to the upside. So things are looking right now more positive than negative, especially with the May report for the number supposed to be cooling down, which would again lead to a small rally in the markets. So hence why I'm not extremely too bearish right now, but the warning signs are on the wall, so, and I have to show it to you. The next one is on the 4 hourly chart, a potential death cross. If also here price is not coming back quickly to here above the 50 moving average to $105,000 or even higher than that to prevent that. The best case scenario is that we are doing something like this here, kind of bouncing off the 200 moving average, but again, price action needs to be up here for that, somewhere between 100 $6,000, $8,000 is where we need to trade to turn this around and actually get here a bounce like that, and potentially still forming here a fake out of a death cross and then turning around and getting continuation into higher price levels. If we come here up and get a rejection, then we are getting a proper death cross, and most likely Bitcoin will then trade and start trending below $100,000. But now in the short term, there might be some trading opportunities, guys. So if we are breaking back here over $104,000 into that pennant here, then I would risk to open a position from $104,000 all the way up to $107,000 into that resistance here. The reason for that is that here on the MDX Algo Scalp Gradients now, we got another dot plot, again, a reversal indication, an early one, and here two dot plots with that liquidity grab on the reactor indicator, which usually means that this is the short-term bottom here. You see that also on the wick here to the upside. So if you want to take a short-term trade setup, you could take that one, and I'm going to show you here in a moment also another one, but I want to point your attention for a second to the $500 to $10,000 challenge that we're doing on the new AMCrypto Alpha group. If you want to join that and make actually money while you are trading on Blowfin, then sign up with the pin comment below and the description below. You also need to have $500 for the challenge in your account. So only if you have $500 in the account and sign up with the link in the description below, only with that link, guys. I have many people messaging me, oh, this is my Blowfin number, then I check it, it's not related to my account. Only if it's related to my account, that means you clicked on the link that is in the pinned comment or in the description below, you will be able to be part of that. If you don't want to be part of that and still be part of the group, only deposit $50 and you're good to go. Again, all these links are in the pinned comment below and in the description below, and also non-KYC, guys, non-KYC if you don't want to give any of your data to an exchange. The other trade setup would be this one here that got activated earlier today. With that trade here all the way up to $115,000, but I want to remind you that this is a swing setup, guys. That is not a short-term trade, that is a major swing setup. So why? Because the high leverage liquidity on the long side was more or less completely taken, was completely taken out. We have only short liquidity now here sitting above us here, all the way up to like $105,000, and then again from $106,500 all the way up to $110,000. There is major liquidity right now, and that is another reason why I believe that we are going here really soon to the upside. It is just a matter of days, in my opinion. It could happen even today with the job report, that we're going to see a nice push to like $108,000, but get rejected, then there again come back to 106, 105, consolidate here over the weekend, and then get the next push to the upside. So why do I say this? Because here at $108,000 on the liquidation heat map is right now a high concentrated area of liquidations and liquidity sitting. Only if we would short squeeze from there, we would get like to $110,000. But in the short term, I believe that there will be some resistance around this level, and we will start to trigger a short squeeze from around $104,400 into $107,000 fairly quickly, in my opinion, especially if you have an event acting as a catalyst, pushing price into these liquidity pockets. In the total free market cap, also bouncing here back, or trying to bounce back above $835 billion. Remember what I said? I said if we cannot manage to stay above that, we're gonna go a little bit lower, then we come back up. This is exactly what we are seeing here right now. So if we can reclaim that again, potentially with a catalyst today, closing above that, then I expect a continuation in the next couple of days into higher levels. The Bitcoin dominance is back here at the lower end of that massive resistance area here. Just to mention here, I don't expect a major break into that level here, but rather over the next couple of days, a rejection and continuation to the downside, which will then in turn propel our altcoins into higher levels. If you want to trade altcoins with me, guys, then go to Bybit. You still get $30,000 for signing up there, plus a Bybit card, plus a $500 airdrop position. Everything of that is in the pinned comment below and in the description below. There are the links to that. And also, if you're in Europe, guys, if you're in Europe, you can finally go and sign up again on Bybit and use Bybit completely like anybody else in the world, because they have a new head office in Europe and are compliant with everything. So go and check it out. And you can also now trade stocks there. So I also just saw recently you can now also trade stocks on Bybit. So yeah, go and use the link in the pin comment below if you want to check this out. On the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, we are currently still fighting with the upward sloping trend line here, but yeah, we have still 2.5 days left here to get back above. We are not far off. 0.001 Ethereum, no, Bitcoin, sorry, is that, yeah, Bitcoin away from being here above that line. To get to the continuation that we spoke about. So I'm not really concerned about this, that is going to happen. We just need to be a little bit more patient, because also Ethereum is trying to break back into that bullish pennant here. So this is just a deviation here on the daily chart. Not like I said, not really concerning to me. Here with the trade setup, okay, we got stopped out, that happens. So, but I would just re-enter when we reclaim that level, and try and trade the continuation and set the same stop loss again. So that is the whole point of a stop loss. You set a stop loss that you get protected and don't lose all your capital, so that you can re-enter the trade when it turns around. And then most likely the second time here will be then the time where we are going to make it all the way to the target here of $3,353 on that specific setup. I expect from that resistance level here rejection. If we are managed to go higher, would be great, but here is my first take profit, and then I reassess the situation if I add or re-enter with my profits into the other target all the way up here. The indicators saying, yeah, are pointing to the same thing again, like with Bitcoin upside, RSI a nice bounce here to the upside, pointing to the upside. RSI about to print a buy signal, MACD also here next couple of days printing a buy signal. So this is just, that was just a shakeout in my opinion, potentially even a bear trap to grab liquidity and then push the price back into higher levels. So here on the ascending triangle, I would like to see a reclaim above the downward sloping trend line of the ascending triangle at $2,573, preferably by tomorrow, and then by next week we are most likely, so here getting the breakout above $2,700. So here, buy on spot, good opportunity to load up on Ethereum, because nobody knows how long the discounts are staying around, and I'm telling you, it will be not for a long time, it will be for a short time, so take advantage of that. Then Solana also came here into the huge buy cluster. We did not get stopped out. We are just slightly here above the entry level of the overall trade setup that I adjusted a couple of days ago. So now you can take full advantage of here the move to $200. Also here indicators still pointing all to the upside. Nothing has really changed there, but pay attention to what Bitcoin is doing over the next 48 hours, because depending on that, everything can change really, really quickly once again. Tomorrow I'm going to show you a bunch of altcoins, give you amazing entries for them, because some of them have not moved yet, but we need to see what's happening with the job report. That's what I want to say, with the job report, and then we're going to talk about that too. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in again. Don't forget, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you with more profit tomorrow.